Fight fans, here we go with the second bout of the evening. 8 rounds, heavyweights. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold-colored trunks with red striping, weighing in at 230 pounds. He is a product of Jack Yates High School out of Houston, Texas. With a record of 17 wins, only 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 12 by way of knockout. He is the current IBF Intercontinental Champion. Help me welcome Obed Sullivan. And his opponent to my left, out of the red corner, wearing the all-black colored trunks, weighing in at 234 pounds. He is from Cincinnati, Ohio, with a record of 5 wins, only 12 defeats, 1 draw, and 1 by knockout. Help me welcome Bradley Rone. The man in charge, Mr. Barry Yates.
Okay. The foul line is right here. You understand? All right. Gentlemen, instructions were given in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Well, I think one of the key lines when you look at Sullivan and Rone is protect yourself at all times, Bob Spagnola, as both these guys look like they can indeed do some rumbling in the ring. And Sullivan, of course, the IBF Intercontinental Champion, a star right here in his hometown of Houston, Texas, does pack a wallop with 12 knockouts already.
No, he really is. Obed Sullivan has, become a real force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. But, Brad Rone is a tough road dog. He's been a sparring partner for Mike Tyson for years, and he asks for no quarter and he gives none. And I promise you, he comes to fight.
He's been fighting as a professional since 1987. He has been knocked out 5 times. However, as an amateur, he got 15 knockouts of his own and has only 1 of his 5 wins have been by the KO route.
The last time I saw Rone was in Madison Square Garden. He fought unbeaten Michael Grant, the big knockout artist that Bill Caton has out of New York, and gave him a real tough time in a decision loss. So he comes to fight. You have to throw his record out because he certainly hasn't been protected at all. And Ben Obed, is we sometimes call him Ben. He's he might be looking by this guy. He's here in Houston, Texas at home, got his friends and family here, and although I don't believe he is, you couldn't blame him if he did with a record like Brad has. You got to look past it.
Ben is actually a native of Gulfport, Mississippi, and of course came on into the Houston area where he graduated from Yates High School. You heard the introduction and a good following for him already. Very likable young man at the weigh-in last evening. Seemed to be kibitzing with a lot of people here in and around the ring, and very likable. And that's the kind of fighter that you can kind of build a star on, certainly here in Houston.
It's so tough in the heavyweight division to develop a guy, and they've really done a good job with Obed Sullivan, but not by overprotecting him or overbuilding him up. They've really put him in the line of fire several times and had really successful. They've been very successful with it, and they like what they see. He's not the kind of a guy that's going to finally put him in a big fight. It's going to be an untested commodity.
You can see Rone starting to take some pop shots there at Sullivan as he just kind of boils that shoulder in, that big straight jab, and follows with a good right cross. And trying to keep the fight in his particular side of the ring with a minute to go here in round 1. They are scheduled to go 8 in this heavyweight fight as again Rone, a little pushing of Sullivan. He opened up a little and comes back. I guess that's his own little dance, huh?
Yeah, he was showing us the Deion Sanders end zone imitation last night. But, Obed Sullivan, he has fun when he's in there. And it's hard to do. I mean, I know when my fighter's in there, it's hard for me to have fun, but he takes a lot of the tension out of the whole deal.
You realize at 17-1-1, that's going to become the Sullivan shuffle before it's all over. By the way, he didn't start easily. As a boxer in the Marines, they kind of threw him in, as you well know, when you fight in the armed forces. They don't pick favorites to put you in there with, so he had to start very difficultly when he started fighting some 5 years in the Marine Corps. And now he carries that on as a dozen seconds left to go in round 1 of a Schedule 8 rounder against Bradley Rone out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Right in and let the cream rise to the top.
Good look at Bradley Rone, 27 years of age. They listed him at only 5'9", a little taller than that, around 6 feet probably. 236 pounds as he weighed in last night. And again, a guy that I guess with a 5'12" is basically called the opponent. These are the most dangerous guys.
certainly is. He is an opponent and he is a journeyman, but he comes to fight, and you know, he's got a lot of pride. You know, he doesn't have a beautiful body or anything like that, like some fighters. But
he rolls his head this way.
The work that Obed did on Brad Rone really at the end of the round. I scored the round for Rone. Ben, I think, was just taking it as a feeling out process. He turned up the heat there a little bit towards the end of the round.
And you can see Chuck McGregor starting to talk about taking the right, coming back with the left hand. Let's see if we can't make some noise. Here gets Rone in round 2. This is a mountain of man coming out. Obed Sullivan. Round 2, scheduled 8 rounds. These are heavyweights from Houston, Texas on the Rising Star. Obed Sullivan in the gold and Bradley Rone in the black out of Cincinnati. Sullivan, the hometown boy from Houston, 17-1-1, 12 knockouts, and he's being tested here early on as Bob Spagnola scored the first round in favor of Rone, and he comes back, Bob, with another good start here for Rone.
You know, Chuck McGregor changed Obed Sullivan, and I think you got to give him a tremendous amount of credit, because Obed wasn't one of these highly touted guys out of the amateurs. He was, like you said, the Marine Corps. They throw those guys in, and nobody on that team is ever undefeated. But you know, they like some things they saw him. I think most particularly his work ethic, and every time he fights, you know, they try to get some things accomplished. You know, he's got a big fight coming up on the heavyweight explosion against once beaten James Gaines, you know, a 300-pound giant from Knoxville, Tennessee, and you know, but they don't just go out and look for one punch. They work on things. Chuck has you know, done a brilliant job developing Obed as a professional fighter, and you know, there's a little bit of a borderline low blow.
Well, of course, will be given as much time as he needs here by the referee, Barry Yates, to recover as they do stop the time, and you see it was at about 1:42. And now they are giving a warning, or is that a point? And apparently, was that a point deduction or just the warning? Apparently, Barry Yates has already made the discretion. Rather than the warning, you go ahead and deduct the point already here in the round against Obed Sullivan for the low blow.
You know, it puts Ben in a position of being 2 points down on my scorecard, and you know, we're halfway through the second round of an 8-round fight.
Rone still, you can see, missed a little bit over it's an excellent punch. You see he's starting to run up. He's starting to take the
good heavyweight action here. You see Obed concentrating on Bradley Rone's body there. He went a little south of the border that time, but he's not, you know, sometimes a guy gets a point taken away or gets a warning and he stops working to the body and takes himself out of his fight plan. Obed Sullivan's not buying into that at all. He's continuing to mix him up and down, and you see Brad Rone fighting off the ropes. I'll tell you though, you get hit in a low blow like that, especially a significant one, it takes an awful lot out of you. It's almost worth a point sometimes. And Sullivan, you know, starting to move it, bring it up from downstairs to upstairs, and he's got Bradley Rone holding on a little bit for the first time in the fight.
You know, one of the things we've noticed here about Sullivan is the fact that he does come from a lot of angles. He's hooked, he's uppercut, he's come over the top, and he just takes what Rone has given to him, and there's that looping right hand that has scored a couple of times. There's the big uppercut. Second round. Again, a possible 1-point deduction against Sullivan for a low blow in the second round. So as Bradley Rone tries to recover after that second round of a low blow, Sullivan across the way. Chuck McGregor just trying to keep him as calm as he can, and it appears Sullivan is a very calm fighter. Sometimes after a 1-point deduction, both stops doing what he needs to do, but he did not in that second round.
Yeah, you know, even experienced fighters that gets him shaken up, they're worried, hey, is this referee got it in for me? Am I not going to be able to work the body anymore? But Obed Sullivan's, you know, we were talking the other day, and he has lost it in a few of his fights by his own admission. Even in the gym, sometimes he loses his concentration and gets into the macho mold, but I think that he's learned his lessons well. And like I said, every fight, regardless if you're fighting Buster Mathis Jr. on HBO or Bradley Rone here on the Rising Stars, he tries to learn something and get something accomplished.
Ooh, there was the left hook. That definitely went low. It's called by referee Barry Yates as we head for the third. Round 3 of the Schedule 8 rounder. These are heavyweights, and I mean big heavyweights. Obed Sullivan came in at 234 and a half. The Black Trumps at 236 after weigh-in last evening here at the Ramada Hotel in Houston, Texas, on the Rising Star program on the Southern Christian Sports Network. Sam Smith along with Bob Spagnola. In this third round, Sullivan again. As he was at the end of the second round, Bob, I think a little more active, a little more busy.
And you see Brad Rone, he attacks you from that low angle. He uses his height to his advantage. I love a short fighter that can, that's got a 7 or 8 inch reach disadvantage that can land a jab on a taller man. And that's what he's had some success doing here with Obed Sullivan thus far in the fight. He'll get underneath you.
By the way, there must be a little concern for that corner of Sullivan when they see these two guys head-to-head, because the last fight Sullivan had ended in the 4th round with a cut over his right eye. He was fighting Buster Mathis Jr. A headbutt in the second round opened up the cut. The doctor stopped it in the 4th. And all the cards, according to those that follow Sullivan, he was ahead and had gone 6. He would have won down. No contest.
By a week's notice, and really that was his coming out party. To get on HBO like that, he's always in the gym. And he really took advantage of the situation. And even though it ended in a technical draw, Obed Sullivan impressed a lot of people in the fight game.
Probably his most memorable win comes against former San Diego Charger linebacker Levi Billets. Put him down in the 6th round, went on to win an 8-rounder January of '95 before he won the IBF Intercontinental title in June. That was a great fight for him. Billets was pretty much at the height of his career.
Now, people, thought that was a huge step for Obed Sullivan. He was just, breaking into double digits in the win column, and they put him in with a tough, proven commodity who had just gone 10 rounds with Lennox Lewis, had recently a claim to the heavyweight championship of the world. So, like I said, they brought him up. They didn't. You see that body shot hurt Brad Rone as he backs up to the ropes, and Obed Sullivan, those body shots are paying dividends for him.
Slipping up underneath the guard as well. Trumps continue to sag here for Rone. Sullivan goes to work on him on the ring, and he's down. In the 3rd, Rone goes down. Sullivan heads for the neutral corner. Rone doesn't appear. He's ready to get out, but the counter's on by Barry Yates. He rolls at 8, tries to get at 9. Barry Yates makes the decision. Will he continue or not? He's going to let him fight in the 3rd.
I told you, Brad Rone gets hit with a tremendous right hand coming back into it here. I don't know how much longer he can go, but there's no dog in this guy. He is not a quitter at all.
And you can see he's got only 8 seconds to survive the round. He'll get him 1 minute to adjust. And then Sullivan, will be all over him in the 4th. Obed Sullivan, I think it's called a wake-up call. He may have gotten it on the low blow and a point deduction back in the 2nd round. I want to tell you, he went right at Rone. Never really let him have much breathing room and clocked him down with a right hand here in the 3rd round. Let's take another look at that knockdown, Bob.
It's an accumulation of punches here. When he backed Brad Rone up to the ropes here and started teeing off on him, he'd already hit him, and then right hands to the temple ended up finishing the job and putting Bradley Rone down. That was the right hand that sent Brad backing up to the ropes there. But he's still coherent. He's trying to slip to that low angle and take some heat off him, but Obed Sullivan's pouring it on.
Rone never got more than about a foot and a half away from the ropes throughout the entire 3rd round. As he regrouped it up in the 1-minute rest period to go in the 4th, here we come. Round 4 of a Schedule 8 rounder. Sullivan in the goal would like to finish it in the 4th. As Rone has gone down in the 3rd round. Sullivan again punching well, and Rone back on those ropes again, and he does not want to be there.
And Obed comes right out working a stiff jab. He's not right hand happy. He's not going to knock the guy out. He's got to set it up and finish it like he started.
Toughest thing in the world after a knockdown in the round to try to push yourself in this round.
You see, he knows what he's doing. He's not a big puncher, and he's in a bad position fighting with Obed Sullivan here, and he's already been on the deck here, and Sullivan's got no respect for him, walking right through him, but Rone's trying to get a little respect back and try to make a fight of it.
Sullivan again using those big pushing back against the ropes again. One guy was describing his style. He said, he's big, he's burly, he'll box, he's got good hand speed, and every bit of that has certainly come through here tonight.
No, and he's showing his entire arsenal against Brad Rone. He's picking him up with those uppercuts, and he knows what he wants to do. He can't hit him with those straight punches or everything up underneath. And this fight's not going to go too much
No,
longer.
it's not, and I wouldn't be surprised if Barry Yates didn't say it's over, and he does.
Good call by the referee, because Brad Rone might have got up again. This fight, he's taking enough punishment right here.
So it'll officially go as a TKO here in the 4th round, stopped by the referee, wisely Barry Yates. And for Obed Sullivan, that's his 13th knockout and his 18th victory as he moves on in 20 fights as a pro towards a rising star career. And a very impressive one against the journeyman again, Bradley Rone. It came in and is not an easy man to put down when he wants to stay up.
And here we see it again, you know, with the uppercuts. He's finishing the story there. He's pinned him on the ropes. And like I said, good stoppage by Barry Yates. Don't leave it up to the fighter. You're in charge. Stop that fight before somebody gets hurt.
Here's the official time of the knockout in the 4th.
Fight fans, how about that for the 4th round? The official time, 1:14 of the 4th round. Let's hear it for the current IBF Intercontinental Champion, Obed Sullivan.
Bob, it's never fair, of course, to compare heavyweight fighters with anyone else, as Sullivan has his own style, good defense, good quick hands, and now in 20 fights, a bright young star for Obed Sullivan, picking up another victory. He's 18-1 as his fans cheer him on in his hometown of Houston, Texas tonight on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network.
Yeah, see, a little bit of that speed, yeah, because of the weight.
Yeah, first round.
So, if you knock 7 or 8 pounds off, the speed will be better.